So last time I put together a PC out of a bunch of random bits and established that it's definitely low end, but it can actually play games pretty okay. The video card I used was a GTX 750 Ti, a decent and quite popular low budget card. But what if we take that and we swap it out for something a little slower? Okay, not a little slower, a lot slower. The ATI Rage XL came out in 1998. It's essentially a cost-reduced version of the Rage Pro from 1997. While it was sold as an add-in card, the Rage XL was more commonly found in laptops, servers, and OEM motherboards. This particular one is actually a newly manufactured card, presumably using new old stock chips. I'm not even sure if I should call this thing a GPU. It has very limited fixed function hardware, there's no programmable shaders, there's not even hardware TNL. It supports DirectX 6 and OpenGL 1.1, has a whopping 8 megabytes of VRAM, and refused to output anything over 1024 by 768. This is not a period-accurate piece, we're still running Windows 10 version 1803. As you can see, desktop performance actually isn't half bad. Even browsing the internet and watching YouTube videos is mostly okay. Yeah, 1024 by 768 kinda sucks, but it's perfectly usable like this. So let's start with a classic, Quake 3 Arena. I actually played this game on a Rage 128 back in the day, just a little bit faster than the XL, and I remember it being an okay experience. This time around, it's not perfect, but it's smooth enough, and I had a lot of fun fragging the surprisingly not stupid bots. I still really like this game.
You have taken the lead. You are tied for the lead. You have taken the lead.
But will it run Crysis? Technically, yes. Realistically, no. Even on the lowest settings, the game wasn't playable. A little disappointing, but honestly, what were we expecting? Okay, what about Skyrim? Again, while it runs, yeah. I have a friend who played Skyrim like this, believe it or not, but I think most people wouldn't consider this even remotely enjoyable. With something like the Ultra Low mod, it might be possible to get something playable, but out of the box, no way. Half-Life 2 was the real standout for me. This is low, and it's maybe 30 FPS max. It wasn't a great experience, but it was playable, and I enjoyed it so much that I actually kept playing long after I had enough footage for the video. As for newer games, well, we got about 3 seconds per frame in The Witcher 3. Not frames per second, seconds per frame. By now, you're probably calling bullshit. Yeah, the frame rates are horrible, but this shouldn't work at all. The Rage XL is a DirectX 6 card. These are DirectX 9 and later games. You know what? You're right. While I didn't do any hardware trickery, there wasn't any swapping of graphics cards or anything like that going on, the same isn't true on the software side. We're not using the Rage XL to render those games at all. Instead, we're using Warp.
Warp drive, Mr. Scott.
Windows Advanced Rasterization Platform is described by Microsoft as a high-speed, fully conformant software rasterizer. Basically, it's a graphics driver that implements Direct3D but completely on the CPU. It's supposed to be used for development, certain headless configurations, and if there's no GPU or GPU driver available. And in this case, the Rage XL is so out of date, Windows 10 doesn't even try to use it. It's not like there are any 64-bit drivers around, it sees it as a Microsoft Basic Display Adapter, low resolution, and it pretty much just acts as a video output. Warp is a pretty cool piece of technology. It's not really fast enough for games without a ridiculously powerful CPU, but it's highly compatible and it's good enough for basic tasks. As for Quake 3 Arena, while it probably could run on a Rage XL, it wasn't actually doing that here. I used the software OpenGL implementation of Mesa, which comes out of the Linux world. It's been ported to Windows. It's the same idea as Warp, but while Warp was seamless, built into the OS, worked perfectly, Mesa on Windows was a bit of a crapshoot. Quake 3 was basically the only thing I could get working. Minecraft and even GZ Doom wouldn't run at all. Anyway, this is something I've wanted to try for a long time. I hope you enjoyed watching it as much as I enjoyed trying it. If you liked the video, hit the like button, hit the share button. If you want to see more, consider subscribing. As always, thanks for watching. See you next time.